we will talk about what is negotiable instruments and what are the features of negotiable instruments. The Negotiable Instrument Act was enacted in India in 1881. Prior to its enactment, the provision of the English Negotiable Instrument Act were applicable in India, and the present act is also based on the English Act with certain modifications. It extends to the whole of India except the state of Jammu and Kashmir. The Act operates subject to the provisions of Section 31 and 32 of the Reserve Bank of India Act 1934. Section 31 of the Reserve Bank of India Act provides that no person in India other than the bank or as expressly authorized by this Act, the central government shall draw, accept, make or issue any bill of exchange, hundi, promissory note or engagement for the payment of money payable to bearer on demand. This section further provides that no one except the RBI or the central government can make or issue a promissory note expressed to be payable on demand or after a certain time. Section 32 of the Reserve Bank of India Act make issue of such bills or notes punishable with fine which may extend to the amount of the instrument. The effect or consequences of these provisions are: a promissory note cannot be made payable to bearer, no matter whether it is payable on demand or after a certain time. A bill of exchange cannot be made payable to the bearer on demand, though it can be made payable to bearer after a certain time. But a check, though a bill of exchange payable to bearer or demand, can be drawn on a person's account with a banker. Negotiable instruments are money or cash equivalent. This can be converted into liquid cash subject to certain conditions. They play an important role in the economy in settlement of debts and claims. The transactions involving the negotiable instruments in our country are regulated by law, and the framework of the statute which governs the transactions of these instruments is known as the Negotiable Instruments Act. This act was framed in our country in the year 1881 when the British ruled our country. Prior to 1881, the transaction governing negotiable instruments were regulated under the cover of Indian Contract Act 1872. This act has been amended as many times as 23 times till 2002. It became a statutory necessity to enact law governing promissory notes, bill of exchange, and checks. What is a negotiable instrument? Section 13 defines a negotiable instrument as a promissory note, bill of exchange, or check, either to order or bearer. This definition does not say anything about the characteristics of a negotiable instrument, but it mentions about instruments which can be legally called as a negotiable instrument. It fortunately, however, does not prohibit any other instrument which satisfies the features of a negotiability from being designated as negotiable instruments. Justice Casey Williams defines Negotiable Instrument Act as one, the property in which is acquired by anyone who takes it bona fide for value, notwithstanding any defect of the title in the person from whom he took it. A negotiable instrument as a document of title to money is transferable either by the application of the law or by the custom of the trade concerned.